I've also experimented on how to make palm oil liquid state to be stable. National TV had said that there are some edible oils that are in supermarket shelves that needs to be removed or taken out of the shelves. Yeah, being monolized back then, I don't know if guys still get monolized. I was bestowed on the powers to change the society through my scientific approach. And in case there are, the beauty of science is science never lies. So you have ideas, but the ideas have to be backed by facts, and those facts come from learning, experience, trying, experimenting, and letting other people correct you. Make your hypothesis count.
Salute! Welcome to another exciting episode of ArtTheWorkshop podcast where tunabonga about bees and life. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, kwa hii episode leo, si watu wengi, both females and males. I like a 1 minute man.
Okay.
And personally, I used to struggle with being a 1 minute man. But today, you are our 1 minute man.
Okay.
And our viewers will get to know why I'm calling you 1 minute man.
Okay.
Would you mind introducing yourself?
Oh, I'm Kagwima Benson, and I'm the CEO and founder of Benson Enterprises. Yeah, we are a company based in Nairobi, right now producing instant foods, basically, going under the brand name Ryan's. And our first product is Ryan's Instant Porridge mix, and we are now distributing across Nairobi and the environment across Nairobi. Also dealing with arid and semi-arid lands region. Yeah, you can find us in our platforms and all the supermarkets across Nairobi.
So hold on, before we find you, can you get a backstory of who is Ben? Ben ametoka wapi, amezaliwa wapi? So ni kitu watu wengi wangependa kujua kuhusu before they get to find out about your products.
I'm born in a family of 5. I'm the second born in a family of boys. And then I went through school in the normal schools. My primary school was Muranjao. I always tell my friends that my primary school has the longest name in Kenyan.
That is Muranjao.
Muranjao. In the normal setup, in the Kikuyu language, that means you're rearing cows, but now the calf. So yeah, my primary school was Muranjao Primary School. Then from there I went to Nyahururu High School, that is in Nyandarua still. Now I graduated from Nyandarua County to Egerton University, where I majored in BSc Food Science and Technology, which now took me into the corporate world as a food scientist. Worked as a quality assurance officer in some of the major companies in the country, and have also worked as a consultant for quality assurance and compliance for basically food safety. And now, after that, I joined the entrepreneurship world, where I'm now tackling and helping the public, especially the urban and peri-urban households, in tackling malnutrition, dietary gaps, and also creating convenience with them, which is helping them to save on time, energy, and also resources by providing the instant foods. With the normal lifestyle, especially in Nairobi, we need innovations that bring value to our lifestyle.
Yeah. So before you talk about more on innovation in your products, life ilikuwaje growing up huko mashinani? You've indicated you're not born in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Here you are operating and getting money in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And you also have a family here in Nairobi, although we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So how was life growing up huko mashinani?
Life was normal. Yeah, I'm glad to say that I have supportive parents. Though I wouldn't really say I'm on a silver platter, but my parents have done the best they can to shape me as I am, took me to school, pushed me to be better. So I had a normal childhood, waking up very early in the morning, dressing in shorts to be in school.
Mureranja.
Yeah.
Mureranjao.
Yeah, being monolized back then. I don't know if guys still get monolized right now.
I think they still do, but maybe on the low.
Yeah. And also being one of those guys who really wanted to get a payback for being monolized back in Form 1. So you're in that Form 3, Form 4 era, and you still want to get the payback. You're like a revenge. Why was I monolized? I have to also feel I'm a superior.
So you also bullied some Form 1s?
Yeah, there was that kind of bullying. Mine was not that tough, but I think it was just an internal satisfaction from within that I also want to be recognized as a senior. Yeah, just like the normal things you would do. You lined up for dining or for the last supper. Oh, not the last supper.
The last meal of the day.
The last meal of the day. And then you don't have to line up again because the Form 1s are still on the line, so you come and just pass them and go and get
jump
them.
the queue.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is normal.
That was your soft bullying.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, that's soft.
You call it like that, it looks so bad actually.
No, it's not bad. It's soft bullying. But would you mind, Ama? What would you take if your son was to be bullied in school? How would you react if you get to find out that your son is being bullied in school? Whatever level.
I would be, honestly speaking, I think it's a positive thing. It hardened me. I was that kind of a guy. When I was in primary school, because I was a performer, every time I would score less than a number 1, I would really shed tears and be drowned in tears, all that. But then I got to high school, and then during that high school time and being monolized, and I remember the first instance, I'm seeing a guy telling my fellow Form 1 to cry until he fills a bucket. So I think by doing that, it hardens someone. You become more of a man. You become more of a persistent guy, courageous. I don't think right now I would be walking around town in Nairobi and someone just comes and tries to bully me or try to make me feel afraid, and then I buy it. Not really, not me.
So would you support your child being bullied in school for him to be a man, to be strong, or for him to stand up for himself?
I wouldn't really support it.
Would you encourage it?
I wouldn't encourage it, but I would still not be the man or the parent to let him have a very soft ride. I think it's time when he is around that age, he needs to taste the bitter part. He get lemons, and then he can try to get lemonade from it. Yeah.
Okay, so before you get deep into that parenthood section, session, you said you are a scientist.
Yeah, many people call me that.
At your age,
yeah.
I'm perturbed that you are a scientist.
I'm not that young.
Yes, you don't look old. So when did you become a scientist?
When you talk about when, no, that's a tough question. But I would really answer that question by saying, immediately after being awarded my graduation certificate right from Egerton University, I was bestowed on the powers to innovate by our university, like chancellor. I was bestowed on the powers to change the society through my scientific approach. And in case there are, the beauty of science is science never lies. So you have ideas, but the ideas have to be backed by facts, and those facts come from learning, experience, trying, experimenting, and letting other people correct you. Make your hypothesis count. So being a scientist, I would say that is back in 2018 December.
2018.
Yeah, so that's when I got the powers to start experimenting and seeing a world in a better way through science, through the lens of science. Yeah.
What was your first experiment as a scientist?
That was in 2014. I was trying to experiment on chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Chocolate?
Yeah. I still remember having the first certificate from the Dairy Food Science and Technology Department in Egerton. And I remember it was a letter, not a certificate. Mm-hmm. The letter was saying that you should help Mr. Benson to continue with his, I remember this word, bona fide experiment on chocolate. So yeah, that was the time I started. But still, when I was in high school, there are these science projects that you continue doing, you try to do. And I remember I was among the first guys who were selected in the science contests. I remember my chemistry teacher was so mad that I didn't attend the presentation. But I think those are just those days that you're in high school and your blood is very hot, so and you have too many jokes to handle. Yeah, so I started trying to experiment on things through what I have learned from my young age. Yeah.
But wacha turudi hapo kwa chocolate. So what was the result, and what happened with the experiment on chocolate?
I didn't really work on it to completion. There's always that challenge in our education system. The student really want to do something, but the support system doesn't mean the people around you. It means the technology to make it happen. It didn't happen because the technology was not there, but I would say that should not stop someone, because that is what gives you a hypothesis on whether you should try it again, on whether you should go a step further or to make it happen. Yeah.
So after the chocolate experiment, now that you are a scientist, I believe you have experimented on more stuff.
Yeah.
Ni nini umeexperiment ambayo imekuleta hapa kwa hii podcast? And from that time you experimented with the chocolate, you've experimented on other products, some other stuff. So can you give us
apart from the
biography?
Innovation in the market? Yeah, I've worked with in edible oils industries. Yeah, and I am lucky to say that I have a patent on value addition of palm oil. At the same time, I've also experimented on how to make palm oil liquid state to be stable, not to crystallize. If you remember, there was a time the national TV had said that there are some edible oils that are in supermarket shelves that needs to be removed or taken out of the shelves, and that is because they are solidifying. Sorry about that. But and I have done experiment on that to actually make sure that we have the most stable liquid form of edible oils. Yeah, fortunately, I have shared that with a company that is really working with it right now, and their product is 100% stable.
Awesome. And I've been seeing this debate on most social media platforms about our edible oils that are on our supermarkets. Nyingi sana watu wanasema si fit for human consumption.
Okay.
What's your take on that? Utasikia watu wanasema hizi salad tunakula nyingi ama hizi solid oils si fit. So you find many maybe content creators wale wana advocate for health eating ama natural eating products. Wana suggest we lean more on the lads. Unajua hizi mafuta za kuchoma za wanyama badala ya salads ama hizi cooking oil. What is your take on that as a scientist, someone who is in that sector with your patent and your knowledge?
That's an interesting one. I would say I would answer also that way. There's this question that my favorite professor used to ask me. So he asked me one question about GMO, genetically modified foods.
Organisms.
And the thing is, they talk about GMO as cancerous, something like that. And then one day he asked me, you are in the desert, and the only food that can be grown in that desert is fruit that is genetically modified, that it can grow in a rock. So that is the only thing you can plant and grow so that you can eat. So his question was, would you plant the food, then eat the food, and die after 40 years, or would you rather not eat the food and die after 4 days?
I prefer living longer, so I'll prepare the food.
Now that's the thing. So I think many people will have contexts or have things to say, but how factual are you justifying that? How substantial is what you're claiming? Because edible oils, they're not that. From my own experience with the edible oils industry, they're good. They're good. So unless something else is being done in that factory, and I've not been to that factory, so I can't really say that's it.
Nimekuwa nikiona wasio wakipost sana kuna content creators kwa sector health sana vitu tunakula both locally and internationally. Wamekuwa kile claim hizi cancer ama issue nyingi tunapata kwa tumbo besides vitu tunakula ni mafuta tunatumia kupika, and they've been fighting the oils that we have in the supermarket. So unapata wengi wana advocate for hii lard, hiyo mafuta ya ng'ombe. Tulikuwa tukiita kwa kitambo wazazi walikuwa wanasema garago. Hizo ngarago wanasema hizo ndio the best mafuta ya kukaanga food.
Yeah.
So ndio nikakuuliza hiyo swali. So let's switch gears kidogo. A scientist turned entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Can we come and marry these two things? When did you discover you can be an entrepreneur? Safari yako ilianzia wapi?
Back in my mom has raised me with mtumba. So I used to go to the market.
Kuva ama?
No. Kuuza.
Okay.
So we used to go to the market, tunaenda kwa soko, and we keep selling with her, me and my brothers. I think the only person who has not done too much of mtumba selling is my big brother, but me and he and my small brother, we have been hands-on selling clothes. So since I was young, I have been in that business sector. Ya kuuza, kununua. At the same time, when I was in campus, I used to make yogurt and sell to different students. When I was in campus, I have one friend who is my colleague director in our company right now. We used to sell with him yogurt for 20 bob.
Back in campus?
Yeah, back in campus, yeah. And so many others will be watching and they will remember that. Yeah, so that is when, and then there is that thing that you are employed as a corporate and you still see you can still make a difference by doing something else. And you still feel you are not contented. There's that internal satisfaction that comes from doing something you believe in, doing something that you know if you really make it happen, not you, but the larger population will benefit. Not you, per se. Even in marketing, I always tell my team, whenever you're marketing, look at the bigger picture. Remember that if you benefit the other person by telling them a story that gives them reason to know that tomorrow is a brighter day, that product will remain in their hearts, not in their shopping list, but in their hearts.
Ataibeba.
Yeah.
Tuingie sasa kwa entrepreneurship. Umesema your first business ilikuwa yogurt pale Egerton. Major yako, acha ile mzazi alikushika mkono.
By that hiyo time nilikuwa saidia mama.
Oh, when doing the yogurt thing.
No. Kuuza mtumba
with mama. Yeah. We have that in common. Hata mimi biashara nilianza na Made. Made kutoka nimjue na nilijua Made kitambo. Kutoka nijue Made amekuwa mtu biashara, amekuwa haso, Made amekuwa na kibanda ya mboga, Made amehokunguo tao. Nyama kema, amekuwa Bikomba, amekuwa soko Ongwaro, amekuwa na kibanda. So life yote ya Made amekuwa ni mwanabiashara, ni hustler. Fade on the other side ni Fadeli Kabungo, Nairobi, early 1980. Akakama akaingia Kanjo. Fadeli ameishi Nairobi akiwa mtu wa Kanjo na ametoka Nairobi akiwa mtu wa Kanjo. Okay. Life yake yote, youth yake amepatia Kanjo. Uzee yake kidogo akapatia Kanjo. Sasa yako na Nyuki is a retired city council worker. So my pia entrepreneurship naweza sema 90% imetoka kwa Maido. Okay. Mama ndiye amenipatia. So we have that in common. So biashara yako ya kwanza ile ulianza apart from ile mlikuwa na mama ilikuwa gani?
So after campus?
After campus tunaongea. So ushaona ndio mwana biashara ilikuwa gani na ilikuwa aje?
Oh, I nilianza a cereal shop.
Cereal shop, eh?
And after a cereal shop, I expanded the business. It became a posho mill. And then I started now milling with a specific sieve, and I was now distributing across Nakuru. I was back in Nakuru. So, but I was doing cereals that are cleaned and sorted. You see, you find so many cereals shops, like in hawachagui, ama hawazi salt. So I was doing that, cleaned and sorted grains, and then distributing to every hotel in Nakuru.
In Nakuru town.
Yeah. Especially along pipeline area. So so many people know me. I think around there, so many people know me. And I was also now doing also maize flour quite a lot. Yeah, which now later led me to got an accident, which now made me shift gears. Yeah.
Ni accident gani ilibidi ukaacha biashara Nakuru juu vile umeexplain hiyo biashara ilikuwa inashika?
Yeah, it was good. Nilipata ilikuwa accident tu ya barabara, which now led me to have like almost a year of house stress. Now getting back into business after a year is quite a tough. Yeah. So I found every customer is gone. And that is it. Now I have learned from that. I have learned that if you can't take a day off, or if you can't take a month or 90 days off from business, and if you take those 90 days off from business, it means that you have lost the business. Then you're just a solo proprietor. You're just self-employed. You're not an entrepreneur. So I think we need to also understand those dynamics. Yeah. Because if I had made if I had created a system that can govern the business even if I'm not around, I think I would still be in Nakuru, making the business grow as nobody's business.
Perhaps you'd not be in Nakuru, but your business would be big.
Exactly.
I was sharing with kuna mtu wangu nifanyia graphics. Umse ako tao. Umse ako na busy yake inashika sana. But huyo jamaa utampata kwa ofisi ni ana do design. Utampata ni ana market busy yake. Utampata kwa hiyo ofisi ana do graphics kwa comp pale. Niye bado ana lead wase wake vile watafanya vitu hapa na pale. So niwaambia umse nimelearn kwa biashara we do it in a very stupid way.
Yeah.
utapata tumeshikilia biashara zetu sana mpaka tutaki kudelegate, hataki kubuild team, unaona. So hiyo biashara yako ungekuwa usha notice ina grow, ushike kiteam. For instance hapa hii shughuli siwezi fanya peke yangu, siwezi kuwa cameraman, siwezi edit, siwezi piga mapicha, ndio unaona na hii jeshi, unaona. So hivyo ndio tunafaa saa hizi kama wana biashara, we set up systems and we set up teams that zinashikilia biashara ina run. So si kukuaga tu prideful kusema mimi niko na biashara, but hiyo biashara ukivunjika kidole hiyo biashara imesimama. Hiyo si biashara. Wewe ni mfanyikazi, wewe ni employee.
But I also understand this guys. You know, when you have brought up something that's your baby, it's hard to trust your kid with someone. And if you take that into heart, like in through entrepreneurship, and it's not something, it comes by default. You just find yourself not quite sure if someone will present something like you want it done. So you find yourself just being jack of all trades, jack of all departments.
I have a contrary opinion juu. Hata kwa kitabu yangu nimeandika, kuna kitabu niliandika nikasema mbona business nyingi zina shut down. Ndio 17 hard truths about why businesses are shutting down. Hiyo ni reason moja. Tuko na mindset mbaya. Ukicompare mindset, unasikia hiyo mindset, ukicompare majuu as in many ama hata huku zile business zina lead. Hiyo issue ya trust ni juu hata wewe kuna mali uko trusted. Unaona? So umeleta hiyo kitu kwa biashara yako, that's number 1. Number 2, umeobserve business zingine ukaona vile watu huibiana. Ukaona pia unaweza ibiwa. But don't you think kama entrepreneurs ni time we start getting people around that we can trust? People that we can guide on trust.
We need to learn how to delegate.
Na hiyo trust ni delegate. Juu utasema biashara yako ni baby. Juu hata mimi biashara yangu after 17 years nimeifunga. Huyo si baby, huyo ni team. Nimeua team. Na nimeua juu ya vitu kama hizo. Nilikuwa naona mimi ndio utero. Mimi ndio naweza fanya marketing, mimi nitafanya printing, mimi nitatafuta orders, mimi nitafulfill orders. Pesa itakaa mkwangu. Man, after 17 years uko na burnout kama kitu kingine. Unaona? So if tutaanza ku change mindset, tuseme biashara zetu tunaanza ku set up. Hata hii book nimeandika juzi, Success in your First Business. Naambia say it's high time tuanze kuangalia biashara sina seasons but na
long term.
Longevity. Juu mimi nataka kijana yangu ile business na setup saa hizi akama ichukue, hata kama ataichukua run pia iendeleze maybe through other people. But tukiwa na hii mindset at juu business mimi nimeanza, ni mimi naijua, ni mimi tunaweza irun, tutasafa vitu kama hizo. Na si fiti. Utapata ngatu biashara yetu ni photocopy, ni M-Pesa nyingi, ni kibanda nyingi, juu tunafanya business for survival. Nataka ni do biz leo, nilipe rent, ni kule. But siangalii vile naweza set up business in the next 15-20 years. Busy itakuwa hata mika siko. Unaona? So nadhani it's high time tutoke hapo.
It is.
Unaonaje?
We need to think big.
Long term.
We need to learn how to delegate. On the flip side, it takes a leap of faith for the business owner. I would give a scenario with myself. I have delegated some things. Then you find the employee is no longer there. Then you start now trying to reach him to know the contact of this contact of that contact. Yeah, it is like that, but I would tell people to be dangerous enough in your leadership, and that doesn't mean that you scare away your employees or the people you're working with, but being dangerous enough is knowing every nut and bolt through the business operations, such that even if this guy leaves today, you already know someone who can provide a service that, not like a replacement, but all the connections that were present with him. Or you can have a backup system that helps you know that the operation will still run. And by doing that, you're thinking long term. You're not thinking today. You're thinking long term. If you keep doing things by yourself, you're just thinking short term. Like, by next week I should be done by this and this. Your timetable will always be filled. But if you think long term and you learn how to have these delegations, you will be in a perfect setup. Yeah.
Back to setting up system in businesses. I met your team. We met sometimes. Is it last year?
Yeah,
that's
last
when we
year.
Get to know each other. Ulikuwa unatafuta kitu fulani, tutaongea juu hiyo sana, but I've met your team and you have a wonderful team, a good team. Nilikuwa nakwambia when I was starting my business back in 2008, ningekuwa na team kama hiyo, hatungepatana kwa hii podcast. Mimi sidhani ningekuwa huko.
Okay.
Ningekuwa far. Mimi nilianza biashara mimi.
Humbled.
Mimi nilianza mimi na nimekuwa mimi. Nimejaribu kuunda kitu kama team ama team besides me, but imekuwa ngumu. So naenda kusalute for hiyo. Kitu utafanya? Hiyo team vile umesema ati kuna time unaweza patia mtu kazi na ashinde kufanya. Bro, hii biz wewe ndio umeitoa kwa kichwa kaileta. Mimi ukiniambia kama saizi kwa hii setup, huyu cameraman 1 kama kazi yake ni kushoot hii yango, anafaa shoot vile inafaa vile ameambiwa na creativity yake. Kama ataacha hii kamera yanguke na aende, huyu jamaa hafai kurudi hapa. Mecheki, huyu jamaa aende. Ni simple tu hivyo. Kamera 2, kama tumemwambia na shoot hii side. Akishoot hivyo anakaa. Akishoot hapa juu unless atuambie kwa makosa, then ataenda. So kwa hizi biashara zetu, it's simple. Terms and conditions ama yani setup system unaambia msee kazi yako ni hii kazi, ukifanya fiti mimi nitakula na wewe pia utakula, na hiyo inamaanisha wote tutagrow. But kama mtu hawezi fanya kitu umemwambia, then sioni haja ya tupembelezane. Hizo ndio vitu tumekosa.
I think we also need to understand about culture and values. There's that one thing I've learned, people follow the leader. There's one guy we used to work with. He was my roommate back in campus. He used to tell me every time, people believe in experts, that they would do anything an expert tells them. Now I came to learn that just like you will go to a hospital and the doctor says you will be okay, and you don't doubt that, true?
Because he's an expert and you went there knowing he's an expert.
No, on the flip side, people believe in leaders, and if they believe in leaders, they don't dawdle in their work. They work themselves out, and it is all about you as a leader and how you show them the way. If you lead them in the right way, if you try to instill a culture to them that tells them to have a sense of belonging, this is home, this is where we're going, this is your dream, this is where we can be, this is what you can be, that also brings out the best from them. And when you get the best from them, that definitely means that person is not going anywhere. And you're also going somewhere, and they are also going somewhere. Because I highly doubt if someone is getting the best from something, would really even consider getting out of that place. So it is not about money. It's not about money. It's not about having a very posh office. I think you remember when you came to visit us, we were in a very small space.
You were setting up your space.
Yeah, and definitely we were maybe looking very disorganized. But what kept the team going is belief, understanding, having a sense of belonging, having a sense of direction, and getting the best out of them. And yeah, that is what we're trying to keep doing. And when we get the best of us, we also give the public the best of what they require.
Talking about that, unaona religions nyingi, you are Christian, eh?
Yeah.
I believe, ndio. Kitu inaekaga watu kwa religion ni vision.
True.
Followers of Christ wana believe in Christ, juu anawaambia story ya place fulani wataenda up inaitwa heaven. Muslims na Muhammad pia wako na vision yao. all other religions, kina Buddha, kina nini. So naamini ni ile vision unauzia wase both team na pia customers, unaona, hata investors. So kama vision yako ni strong na ni straight, as in ni kitu inaonekana, kitu unaweza niambia ni aje, hii kitu, hii pen nataka tu wase juu hii pen mtu akiandika nayo handwriting yake inakuwa better na inaonekana vifiti. So hiyo vision ni simple tu, ni kitu naambia watu, ni simple, straightforward, na tunaenda hivi. Naamini watu wakibuy vision ni hivyo, both team na customers na hata investors. So to switch kidogo,
nilikuita switch. There's this thing about when you are a leader or an entrepreneur, the most important, and you must know about this from my own experience, or rather my ins and outs, is that you must know how to sell. And selling doesn't mean selling a product. Selling meaning sell your vision to your employees, selling your product at the same time. It doesn't mean that you're selling to make the money come or the product is gone every now and then, having orders and all that. There are those times you need to talk to investors and sell to them a vision. You need to talk to, there are those tough times in business. Maybe you had taken a loan from a bank. You need to also go and sell to a bank. The first thing, you are going to sell to a bank a vision so that they can loan you or back you. Then the second thing, you are in a very tough period. Business is not going as usual. You need to also go and sell to the bank a story that will help you restructure the loan to have a reduced installment payment. So, and if they can listen to you and get a loan, they can listen to you and get a loan restructuring. They can listen to you, and investors can listen to you and invest in you. I would feel ashamed if I can't be listened to my employees and help them get a vision and help them come out with the best of themselves. That is the most important thing. Because if your house is in order, then the rest of the houses from the outside, your neighbors, and that are those complementary services.
They'll admire your house and your home.
Yeah, they will come to back you up. So you need to know how to sell.
Really, it's all about selling a vision. Talking about admiration, I admire your passion and your product. Na hiyo ndio imetuleta hapa.
Thank you.
I introduced you as a 1 minute man. Yes, and can we get into the 1 minute product?
Okay, so we make Instant Porridge, and this is our brand. And it is called, you're calling it a 1 minute man because
you're 1 minute man.
that is because it's made instantly. You don't need to cook. You can have an alternative healthy breakfast, unlike the other days, the normal working times. I was telling a friend of mine, this is actually even faster in preparation than preparing a cup of tea in the morning. You just need to have the flour, sugar, water, and you're good to go. You have the flour in a cup. You mix like 3 to 4 tablespoons, and then you add sugar 1 cup. You mix the flour with the sugar, then you add milk, 1/2 cup, cold milk first. Then you mix it, will form a very thick paste. Then you add hot milk and start to your desired consistency. And then story ya kusema sijui unaogopa uji moto peke yake, now just fear God, leave uji moto alone. Story ya kuogopa jam asubuhi juu chai haijachemka, leave it. We have your product set for you in this busy urban lifestyle. Whether you are in a refugee camp and you only have water, whether it's cold or hot, good to go. Whether you are in these arid and semi-arid lands and you are suffering from those malnutritional cases, you are also going through dietary gaps. Whether you are sick at home and no one is to take care of you, you can prepare it for yourself. There is this thing about C-section moms. They have challenges when they are during movement after coming out of the hospital. So this can be made by just sitting down or preparing a cup of porridge at your comfort. The fathers, again, you don't have to keep cooking by guesswork. You can cook just by one cup with the instructions clearly. We have also included the instructions and the recipe using a QR code. You can just scan if you buy a packet to take you direct to the product preparation.
So me, the first time nili interact na hii product, mi nishaitumia, consume, na enjoyed it. Niliona ikiwa kitu amazing sana, ati naweza pika uji na 1 minute.
Yeah.
Ushapika uji na 1 minute? Ushapika uji na 1 minute? Hii ni unga ya uji. Na ni kama uji imepikwa lakini ikataniwa into unga.
Yeah.
Yaani unaweza pika uji na 1 minute. 1 minute. Tungetaka sana tuifanye practically hapa. But due to one reason or the other hatuwezi, but later on tuta make sure tuna upload. Tukipika hiki tuna dakika moja na tupatie timer watu waone kweli this it's instant uji mix. So hii product ni kama hapa aje na bro.
Well, it's just scientifically made. I had tried it when I was in campus. It was my final year project. Again, we didn't have the technology to make it viable, and again, it made our hypothesis viable. So after now joining the corporate world, now comes the responsibilities of being at work all the time. Comes the responsibility, now you are also a dad. I also now had an experience with my grandmother. She had suffered from stroke, and from my mind when I was making this, I actually say that I was saying to myself, I was telling myself that this can actually really serve my grandmother, because she just doesn't need to ask anyone to prepare for her. So I remember she was just mixing it, by just mixing with the one hand and shaking, and then she would drink the porridge. So she had just like she did consume like 2 packets before she left us. So it is an amazing project for me, because from that inspiration, the way she enjoyed it, now it also gave me more motivation. Again, now I was also preparing it, looking at the lifestyle that you're living. You need nutrition, not just fast foods, and you also need a convenient product that serves you. And then now it came down to me after now product development lounge. It is not just covering the mothers. So many people take a lot of time before they think about porridge, but they still love porridge. They still have an attachment to porridge. So yeah, and that has kept us now going and rolling and even developing and becoming better each and every day.
Awesome. Yeah. How's the market responded? The Kenyan market responded to your product so far, and how long have you done this product?
So far it's been a year plus, almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years. Sorry. The response is very positive, and there are those challenges being a new product, but I would say we are on the best times right now. Customers have appreciated the product, they have learned about the product. We have had more interactions than ever before. Customers have even made us make the product better than we even designed it at the first time. So yeah, it's amazing. I'm just so humbled by the Kenyan people. Yeah.
So na competition imekuwaje juu? I believe hii ni industry ya uji. Industry moja iko na competition tough sana. So as a new entrant, how have you positioned yourself to deal na competition ama kujiingiza kwa hiyo gap ya hii product?
We are making a convenient product, a product that is unique from the others. They are traditional flours and they are also instant flours. And we have designed this product also respecting the cultural attachments of our society, knowing that people relate to porridge in this way and not the other way. So we have taken time to understand the people of our country, to understand the population we're serving and our customer base at the same time, and now come up with a strategy or a product that fits them. And at the same time, we have come up with a product that speaks convenience, not just by its way of preparation or functionality, but also by the way of packaging. Like for this package, you can make just 1 cup, and then after that you can still seal the package and use it for another time. So we are getting away from those times of I buy a packet of unga or flour, and then I have to still look for a bucket to pour my flour so that I can maintain the flour's integrity to the last consumption. So you can still seal this, you make 1 cup, and then after that you still seal it again. After sealing it, you will have it to the last cup of making very fresh. Yeah. So those are some of our highlight points that are making us completely different from what the other people or the other players in the market are doing.
Na hii product ni available kwa supermarkets ama kwa maduka ama tunaipata wapi? Lazima tukuje kwa kampuni?
No, you can find us in supermarkets along the road. We are working our way out to Wayaki way. We are working our way out through online platforms. So you can find us from so many online platforms from now on, and you can get the product anywhere you want from now. Yeah. But majorly we have really entered into the Thika Road market. Yeah. All supermarkets across Thika Road. Majorly you'll find us there.
So on all major supermarkets on Thika Road you can find Ryan's Instant Uji Mix.
Yes.
Na tuta kwa bei nafuu.
Kabisa.
Tutaambia bei baadaye, but this is the point where I introduce our sponsor for this episode. Book Lounge wamesponsor hii podcast na 4 books ziko hapa kwa meza. Baadaye nitapatia Ben vitabu hizi 4 a share kwa platform yake, na pia ninge propose in our upcoming episodes Ryan's Instant Uji Mix unaweza tu sponsor. Utaongea hiyo off camera uje vile utasponsor episodes kama 4. Huyu amesponsor episode 4 na vitabu 4.
Okay.
So hata wewe pia tuwezi mind ukitusponsor. Turudi baki kwa set.
Okay.
Toke kwa biashara kidogo. It's been 6 years ago. No, exactly 9 years ago since I became a father.
Okay.
Exactly 5 years since I became a husband. And it's been a month since I became a father to a 3rd boy. So me ni family man.
Repeat that. Repeat that.
It's been 9 years since I became a father. It's been 5 years since I became a husband.
Okay.
And in the 1 month ago, nimekuwa baba tena wa vijana. So collectively, mimi ni baba wa vijana 3.
Okay. I do you dive into the 9 years? What is why is the gap between 5 and 9?
9 years ago nilipata mtoi lakini sikupata bibi.
Okay.
5 years ago nilipata bibi na nikapata mtoi, na 1 month ago nimepata kijana wengine. So mimi ni baba wa vijana 3.
Okay.
So sijui wewe ni baba ama ni...
Yeah, I'm a dad. I'm a proud dad of 1 son. Yeah.
So ni bwana mtu. You are married.
Yes,
you are a family man.
Yes,
a businessman, a scientist, and a family man.
Yeah. I wear many hats. Trying to make them all work. Yeah.
Usinifiti. Yeah. Scientist.
Yes.
Christian. Entrepreneur. Hizi trinity zina maji aje kwa life yako?
Science is a profession. Christianity is faith. And the last one was?
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship is now making an impact in life that is backed by my faith as a Christian. That's why I go back and get all the benevolent powers that I need to continue with the dream, to continue with making impact, because outside here everything is brutal, and you need that power that tells you, or that whisper that makes you continue, whether it is in a very rainy day or it's in a very sunny time. However tough it is, you need that one whisper that tells you it's still going to be okay. Yeah. And I think that is where I get that from my faith as a Christian. So I can't do entrepreneurship without my Christianity faith, based on that faith. It doesn't mean that I won't be able to serve the Muslim society. What I mean is, it is just that faith that guides me, myself, just like the Muslim person is guided by her faith or his faith in Allah. Now I'm guided, or I look up to Jesus and Christ, and I tell him that I'm this low, can you lift my hand? Yeah. And can you hold my hand? And then there is now the entrepreneurship that comes with now innovation, and innovation can only come from science. So it is now the science that have made entrepreneurship a system, and that system has been made possible to keep rolling by the faith that is bestowed on me by the pillars of being faithful to God. Yeah.
Kampuni umesema iko 2 years old, ile ina produce products, ndio?
Yeah.
And now uko na team.
Yes.
How has it been for the past 2 years, bearing in mind sasa hivi nikiangalia online ama news nasikia biashara nyingi ni zile zina shut due to the hard times we are facing as a people, as a country. Economy ni tough, but biashara yako unasema ndio inaanza kushika.
Yeah.
Ni nini unadu tofauti, ama ni economy ile unauzia target market yako iko na do ama kunaendaje? Your businesses are shutting down, but yours is not shutting down. In fact unasema growth ndio unaona. What are you doing different? Na nini ungependa kuambia wanabiashara wanaoibuka?
Team. I think from my first business when I was in Nakuru, I never had a team. But having a team, entrepreneurship is lonely, that I can say. And it only takes another person's voice for you to keep going, to feel shielded from all the storms of life. And that was the best thing, the best decision that I ever made 2 years ago. And by coming up with a team that, one, believes in what we're doing, knows why we're doing it, and not just knowing, having the big why. Not why you had this shirt today, or you decided to go with a brown shoe. The big why. Why are you doing it, and what impact do you want to achieve? And are you getting that inner feeling of being wild by doing it? So yeah, I think by coming up with the best team and having carefully selected the team is the best thing, that is the best decision that I ever made. So I would tell everyone to take their time and come up with the best strategy, come up with the best ideas, come up with the best logistics, everything perfect. But don't go alone, go with the team. Yeah. However loaded you can be financially, go with the team. You
need a team. Yeah. Team ni muhimu. So tuseme kama zile biashara Instant zinafunga na zina team poa, could it be an issue of ile market umetarget na product yako ndio inafanya zinafunga, ama could it be that the economy generally is not doing well? Well, view yako ni gani kuhusu biashara zile zinafunga? Juu ni nyingi tunasikia zinafunga kuliko zile zina launch.
Yeah, you could have a bad timing for business. It's not a bad thing to have that, because it happens, and If it happens, you can't change it. But I would still repeat and say, if you still have a team, even if you're closing down, it's not you who is closing down. You're closing down as a team, and you won't feel so downgraded because you are alone. Additionally, I still feel that when you have a team, there's always that brainstorming in the meetings. There's always that coming together with ideas that can guide you or make you either change direction, not close the business, but change direction with a guided perspective, than just be by yourself alone and you're weighed down and you just feel, I need just to close it. So when you have a team, you can change gears, you can change direction, you can shift into something else, and you'll have a different setup. And if you close, you're not close alone. You close as a team, so you will still feel a sense of belonging in a family. Even if you're rejected by the outside, by the inside, you are wholly accepted. So however bad business times could be, however tough or however sweet the business times could be, they are sweeter with the team. Or they are, however hard, you still enjoy with the team. Yeah, it feels so light when you table down issues, not for yourself, but for a team. It feels like you're just you see. I can give an example. Someone who told me some times back that when you have too many debts, just take a moment, write them down on a paper, one by one, each debt, write them down in a book or on a paper, and just look at them. There is that feeling that it feels like you have now
paid the debt.
Not like you have paid the debts, but you have unburdened yourself. Ni kama umetoa mzigo kwa mwili yako ukaweka kwa karatasi, and it gets lighter. Even if you come up with a strategy, you get more confident while handling the strategy with reference to
whatever it is written
to the debts. So in the same case, when you table down issues during your meeting times with your team, you feel like you're not the person. You're not the only one. You're not just there doing everything. There's that teamwork that becomes stronger. Yeah.
Hii product, how do you market it? Unajua kufikia raia na hii product si rahisi. So how do you market? What are your marketing channels?
We're doing more of marketing through online. We are also doing in all supermarkets that we have, all outlets that we are operating in. We also do visit them and do merchandising. We are also now visiting expos and shows, and we are lucky to be now being hosted by some of these bodies, international organizations and national organizations for such activities. So it is becoming easier for us. So, and that helps us now connect with people. And when we connect with people, we are also now learning from them every now and then.
Umepanga kwenda international agriculture inaitwaje show?
Nairobi.
Nairobi. International trade. Nitango aje siku hizi. Ilikuwa ikiitwa show kitambo. Sasa hizi inaitwa
ASK show.
Kitu kama hiyo.
Yeah, we will be there. Yeah.
How has social media been of help to you and your business, some of your product?
It has made us improve on sales. Yeah, we have also been made better in terms of packaging and how it looks. Some customers tell us, how about you do this? We have had inquiries, we have had those interactions that make us want to reach other ends, like being able to export. And that has happened through social media. So yeah, everyone is now joining those eras or digital platforms to see how things are running in day-to-day activities.
So being that you're the co-founder, what is your major role? You see una team. Role yako kubwa gani kwa hii?
Oh, like I said before, is to bring the best out of everyone, yeah, and make them feel they belong. That's my biggest role. That's how I can sum up my role. Leave alone the books, leave alone the meetings and deals and everything. I would say my role is to feel everyone in the company. However you interact with the company, whether it's you, whether it's another person, whether it's our service provider or our cleaner, whether it's a potential investor, however it is, I make them feel home. I make them feel, get the best out of them, and I make them know that this is where they should be, not somewhere else. So I would sum my role as that. But of course, I do that because I am able to oversee and create attraction that shows our future goals and how we can meet.
Awesome. So tutaki pia kuweka sana, tunataka uende product kupeleke kwa soko. Ningependa unipatilie hii simu. Unakunywanga bia isipokuwa uji na maji? Do you take beer or alcohol?
No alcohol.
You don't have. Yeah. Nipatie simu. But here at the workshop podcast, we have a segment tunaitanga 3 for the road.
Okay.
3 for the road ni just 3 fire quick questions. Hizi tunakuuliza, unajibu bila kufikiria sana. Usifikirie sana. Unajibu haraka haraka. Sawa? Acha nikupatie hizo, people get to know you better, na pia kulighten up history ya biashara ikwangi rahisi. You are 3 for the road. Let's go up. Yeah, 3 for the road. Number 1. Your philosophy in life, one that keeps you grounded.
That one that keeps me grounded.
Philosophy.
What do you mean by grounded?
Philosophy yako ile yani inakuagaga, unaona kama vile ulikuwa umesema kuhusu family na science na religion. Nachiki hizo vitu umeshikanisha. So mi pia nina philosophy tuseme kwa life, nasemaga kwa biashara tuseme mimi nikikula na wewe umenisaidia kwa biashara nikule, hata utakula. Hiyo philosophy yangu kwa biz. Hii jeshi imenisaidia hii kitu ika happen. So hii kitu nikikulia hapa pia hii jeshi itakula. That's my philosophy ya biz. Sitakwambia ya life. So wewe yako ya life ni gani philosophy?
Ya life. Be silent.
What's one challenge right now that keeps you awake kwa hii biashara yako?
Marketing.
When Kenya looks back at your business and at Ryan's Instant Porridge Mix and the story behind it, that is 20 years after hapa, what do you hope they'll say about this product?
About the product.
About the product. Not any other product. Yenye tuko nayo leo.
The Kenyans. They will be proud how that it came from Kenya.
Salute. Watu wapate wapi Ryan's kwa social media?
Search Ryan's Instant Porridge on all social media platforms. You will find us.
Ryan's
Instant Porridge.
Tutaandika hapo chini. So wale watu wanafuata Ryan's, tungependa asome hizi vitabu, asome kila moja, and then utaenda tu kwa comment section, mali nitapost picha yangu na yeye, comment kitabu ungependa kuwin. Kwa next episode tutakuselect kama winner wa kitabu na utapata kitabu yako.
Okay. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
By
Robert T. Kiyosaki. The Warren Buffett Stock Portfolio. By Mary Buffett and David Clark. Richard Branson in His Own Words. By Daniel. Imagine that.
Usijali.
By Daniel. Ikigai. I learned that today. Ikigai means just do you.
Do you?
It's a Japanese secret to a long and happy life. It is written by Hector Garcia. And Francesc Miralles.
Garcia. So if you want to win any of the 4 mentioned books, I'll post a photo of me and Ben on TikTok and pia hapa kwa YouTube. Just comment on the book you'd love to win with the hashtag ArtTheWorkshop, na kitabu yako utapata next week. So Ben, ni nini tuliongea kuhusu kwa hii session ambayo ungependa tuongee kuhusu kabla tukuinvite next time?
And I don't have something in mind, but I will be happy to be invited back.
Salute.
Salute.
Thanks for coming, brother.
Thanks.
Wish you all the best. Na ukirudi huko usalimie team.
Lazima.